Tonight, a report on 2 police officers recognized for acts of kindness, and Grant County approves its 2016 budget. What's happening in sports, Bob?
Moses Lake basketball splits with Chihuahua, and college round ball was in full swing last night. Let's take a quick glance at our Weather Center forecast.
I'm meteorologist Mike Sines. We're going to have a slight break in the precip, but then more moisture is on the way in. What'll that mean for this weekend? I'll let you know coming up.
I'm Amber Jinks, and we have all this and much more on iFIBER 1 News.
From the iFIBER 1 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFIBER 1 News. Your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
2 Moses Lake police officers were recognized for their acts of kindness. Officer Scott Ent came across a family stranded in Moses Lake after having car trouble during the Thanksgiving weekend. The Washington State Patrol helped arrange a hotel room for the family for the night. When Ent was off duty, he ordered pizza for the family. Domino's management heard about the family and donated the pizza, which was taken by Ent to the family's hotel room that night. The next morning, Ent used his own money to get breakfast for the family and gave the family a ride to a church for another place to stay. The same weekend, Officer Nick Stewart was called for a disabled man trying to get to Wenatchee but became stranded at Ernie's truck stop. The man reportedly had previous interactions with police and hospital staff. Stewart used his own money to buy the man a bus ticket and gave the man extra money to buy food. Both officers received letters of commendation. Quincy Junior High School students are participating in a nationwide program to teach children computer literacy and programming. Reporter Devin Higgins has the details.
Across the country, students are encouraged to learn a foreign language as part of their curriculum. And at Quincy Junior High School this week, kids are spending an hour a day learning another language which could help them in whatever career field they enter. Quincy is one of thousands of schools participating in the Hour of Code program to teach children computer literacy and programming. Guidance counselor Travis Hill talked about why he joined the program and how his students are benefiting from early exposure to coding and design.
The Hour of Code is an introduction to the basics of computer science, and we want to make that accessible for a lot of kids who might not jump into that on their own. We see it as something that can start to get them excited. They might start to pursue it farther, and they start to learn the basics of some computer language, some if-then thinking, the looping, how does a computer language work? It establishes a good skill base for any career that they're going to go into. There's hardly a career now where you don't use some sort of technology. You know, it's all out there.
In Quincy, Devin Higgins for iFIBER 1 News.
The Grant County Sheriff's Office is installing 4 cameras in the Lakeview Park to help combat crime. Roughly $12,000 were included in the Grant County capital budget to purchase the cameras from Huntley USA, a Las Vegas-based company. Under Sheriff Dave Ponazo stated they decided to move forward with buying the cameras because of the crimes committed in the Lakeview Park area. The purchase follows the installation of 18 video surveillance cameras in Larson, Beverly, Shawana, and the Grant County Courthouse complex. Supervisors are able to access the existing cameras using mobile devices. The cameras in the Larson area are pointed at the streets. A fire damaged a home near Moses Lake on Monday afternoon. Grant County Fire District 5 firefighters were called to the 9900 block of Maple Drive Northeast after a fire started under a residence. According to Captain Travis Wheeler, the fire spread to a piece of plywood covering a crawl space and to the wall of the home, damaging a laundry room. The fire appears to have started at a plug-in connecting an extension cord to a space heater under the home. It was being used to keep pipes from freezing. Firefighters were at the home for more than an hour. Nobody was injured. Now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be right back after this.
When the cold rolls in, it's time to turn on the heater and cozy up with a book. But turning up the heat can mean higher electric bills. And for some families in tough times, that could mean choosing between a warm meal or a warm house. For decades, people like you have extended a hand to help local families in need pay those winter electric bills. Share the warmth this winter to help keep your neighbor warm by giving a little when you pay your Grant PUD bill.
This weather segment's brought to you by Barry Motors, one great place to buy and service a car. I'm meteorologist Mike Sines taking a look at your weather headlines. We are going to see winds will lighten up, a break in the precip, and then snow is in my forecast. I'll let you know when we can expect to see some white dusting possibly on the ground. Taking a look at our almanac for us here in Ephrata, low in the 40s recorded, and look at the precip total. This is definitely different from what we saw yesterday. Yesterday we saw precip totals. It was at 0.49, almost half an inch. Now it's only at 0.02. That is very, very low precip accumulation. The sun set for us nicely around 4 o'clock. Taking a look right now, it is clear skies, 43 degrees. Now we are going to come into somewhat of a clearing pattern, but we still have some precip to deal with. Taking a look at our futurecast model, the majority of the moisture is going to be coming in off the coast from the south. As it does so, you can see already making its way in towards here, Yakima. We are going to see the possibility in the Yakima region to see snow and also mixed precip here indicated by those purple colors and pink colors. As you can see here, this band of rain as well as winter precipitation is going to continue to make its way through the region as we head into Thursday and then lighten up finally by the time we get to Friday. Taking a look at our winds, winds are going to continue to be somewhat gusty throughout the day, ranging anywhere from 30 and to 36 miles per hour for us here in Ephrata, 34 in Seattle, as well as Long Beach. Making our way into Thursday, 6 p.m. Look at Seattle, 24 miles per hour are the reported possible wind gusts, and then 34 is here locally. As we make our way into Friday, though, you can see that the winds are going to become very calm, which is good. We won't have so much wind to deal with. Taking a look at my extended outlook, calling for precipitation totals to still be somewhat possible, 80% chance to see isolated showers and storms tomorrow. As we make our way into Thursday, we're going to see somewhat of a drying pattern here. Not drying so much, but we are going to see a break in the precip rather. Mostly cloudy skies. Saturday is going to be an interesting day with an 80% chance. Look at the high, 39, and the low, 32. Because that low is 32, it's almost right there on the freezing mark. This is a day where we're going to see a mixture of precipitation in the way of snow, rain, and also possible sleet. So it's going to be kind of a mixture of everything. We kind of stable out a little bit, partly cloudy skies through the remainder of the week, and then a weekend rather, and then as we hit into Wednesday, 40% chance of snow with a low of 32 degrees. That's a look at your latest weather forecast. Sports is next.
To save some energy, I've used Einstein's mass energy equivalence to design the haptic suits you see in front of you. They will maintain our core body temperature while we completely turn off our heat and air conditioning. With the money we save on our Grant PD bill, I'll be expecting that trip to Disneyland this year.
You don't need to be a super genius to save energy and money. Visit grantpud.org to learn how.
The new flamethrower cheeseburger now with a $5 lunch. I'm going flamethrower today.
Remember what happened last time?
I'm going flamethrower today.
Gary, do you remember what happened last time?
I'm going flamethrower today.
Remember what happened last time?
Comes with a Sunday now. I can handle it.
You know your body, Gary.
Go flamethrower. Now the DQ $5 lunch comes with the new jalapeno bacon flamethrower cheeseburger, plus fries, drink, and a sundae. This is fan food, not fast food.
Moses Lake girls basketball picked up a win on the Chiefs' home court last night. I was on hand for the game and witnessed a new scoring record set by the team's point guard. Jessie Luetta set a new standard for Chiefs girls basketball with 37 points, and Moses Lake rolled past Chihuahua 76-55 in non-conference action last night. The Gonzaga-bound senior broke the old record of 36 points held by Carly Noyes and her sister Jordan. The game was much closer than the final score indicated as the teams traded buckets for the majority of the first half of play. Each time the Chiefs made a run, the Riverhawks answered back. Moses Lake held a close 21-19 edge at the end of the first quarter. The teams battled to a 28-27 score with under 3 minutes to play in the half. Moses Lake caught fire fueled by Jessie and her sister Jamie, and the Chiefs ran off 12 straight to take a 40-27 lead into the locker room at the break. Jessie had 15 at the midway point. The second half was all Moses Lake as the Chiefs outscored the visitors from Pasco 36-28 to win going away. Jessie drained 8 shots from three-point range to finish with a game-high 37 points. Jamie knocked down 4 trays to finish with 21. The win moves Moses Lake to 4-0 in non-league action. The Chiefs continue their non-league schedule when they hit the road to Pasco Friday to take on the Bulldogs. Moses Lake opens league play at Wenatchee on Saturday. Moses Lake boys dropped a tough one on the road last night at Chihuahua 79-62. The Riverhawks jumped out to an early first quarter lead up 18-8 until the Chiefs regained momentum in the second quarter. A 12-point swing put Moses Lake up 32-30 at the break. In the second half, Chihuahua took control, outscoring the Chiefs 49-30. Andre Voloshin was the leading scorer for the Riverhawks with 33 points. Trey Joseph added 15 points and 8 rebounds for Chihuahua. Cesar Sandoval was a leading scorer for Moses Lake with 29 points and 15 boards. Ricardo Gonzalez recorded 15 points for the Chiefs, while Isaiah Thomas checked in with 9. It was the first loss on the young season for Moses Lake, who will look to get back on track this Friday at Pasco. Well, it was a blowout victory for Washington last night, hosting TCU. The Huskies dominated out of the gate, jumping out to a 57-23 halftime lead. The Dogs coasted in the second half, closing out the contest 92-67. Senior point guard Andrew Andrews was the leading scorer for the Huskies with 32 points. Gonzaga escaped a wild one last night, holding off the University of Montana 61-58. The game went down to the wire, but a late bucket by Josh Perkins sealed the deal for the Zags. Domantas Sabonis and Kyle Wiltshire led the way for Gonzaga with 16 points apiece. We'll be back after this commercial break.
You don't have to drive to Seattle for exceptional cancer care. Confluence Health's cancer program delivers world-class care close to home. We have a highly experienced oncology team in a state-of-the-art facility, and we're a member of the Seattle Cancer Care Alliance, which gives our patients access to world-renowned therapies developed at Fred Hutchinson, the University of Washington Medicine, and Seattle Children's. Together with the SCCA, we're delivering world-class cancer care close to home.
Well, one thing I knew from being a patient myself was that a dental office is a scary place to come to. And so we wanted everything possible to make sure that our office is a comfortable place for our patients to visit. The patients that I have, my clients, have made me a part of this community, and we want to give back in every way possible.
Our spotlight story tonight is about how Grand Transit Authority is celebrating its 20th anniversary by getting in the holiday spirit and offering free rides. Reporter Jeff Chu has the story.
It's free today. You're on the holiday bus.
Grand Transit's holiday bus is all lit up for the Yuletide season and free to riders. Grant Transit Authority Dispatch Supervisor Jo Beth Carlson came up with the idea, and Transit Manager Michael Wagner supported it.
It's a really pretty kind of advertisement for GTA. We've been serving the community for 20 years now, and we just want to be out there and make sure that people that don't already ride our bus, they know about it, and they know we're here to serve them, get them to and from work, to and from the grocery store, wherever else.
Carlson said the holiday bus is a rolling celebration of Grant Transit's 20th anniversary.
We have the new transit center, so we're using this as an opportunity to advertise to the community. We got this new transit center going. We're interested in your input on what GTA is to you. You know, what's good about it, what don't you like about it, what could we improve on, and we're looking to change up our routes a little bit to make more service and better connections.
The $1.7 million multimodal transit center is to be built next year at the corner of West 5th Avenue and South Division Street in Moses Lake. Transit maintenance worker Chuck Spencer helped Carlson decorate the bus. Each of about 20 bus drivers for transit gets to drive the bus during their shift. The bus is to rotate through all of the Transit Authority's 35 routes. The holiday bus participated in the Moses Lake Agriculture Appreciation Parade last Saturday. It's going to roll down Basin Street for the Miracle on Main Street parade in Ephrata this Saturday. While on the bus, a customer service representative is taking comments and suggestions from riders. Kathleen Williams, a driver and dispatcher, was on customer service detail Wednesday night on the holiday bus in Moses Lake. She talked about her role.
I'm riding around in the holiday bus to get the public's opinion and see where we can improve our services and just get their general likes and dislikes, and see what we can do to promote our. We're gearing up for our 20th anniversary, so we're very excited about that. And you know, we're having a new transit center by the end of next year, and we're really excited to implement some of the changes that the public is looking forward to.
Bus driver Roberta Weller said she liked the holiday cheer the bus is spreading.
And it's beautiful.
Children were waving at the bus Wednesday night, and Weller returned the gesture. Moses Lake rider Jonathan Palmer was on his way home and said he enjoyed the ride.
It's fun. I guess where I need to go.
The bus runs through the holidays. I'm Jeff Chu for iFIBER 1 News.
We'll be right back after this.
We are real students, and this really is our college.
My dream will change the outcome of my life.
My college is allowing me to achieve my dream.
My dream is to be a pilot.
My dream is to be a nurse.
Only you can determine your dream. Big Bend will help you get there.
What's your dream?
Experience speed like never before when you connect to Grant PUD's high-speed network. Visit grantpud.org to learn more.
Welcome back. A man allegedly tried to kill his ailing uncle at a Moses Lake Hospice Care Center. An administrator at Columbia Crest Health and Rehabilitation Center called police early Tuesday morning. A nurse reportedly witnessed a man using his hands to cover a patient's mouth and nose, cutting off his air supply. According to Moses Lake Police, a second nurse was called into the room, and the two reportedly confronted the suspect, who left, and the police were called. Daniel Arredondo, a 43-year-old Moses Lake man, was found at home and arrested for attempted murder in the second degree. The victim is Arredondo's uncle and is under hospice care at the facility. A Moses Lake ordinance prevented a motorcycle club from collecting donations from drivers for their annual toy drive. Reporter Cameron Probert has the details.
A Moses Lake code aimed at preventing panhandling is stopping a club from collecting donations from passing motorists. Members of the Unchained Brotherhood Motorcycle Club asked the city to change its panhandling ordinance to allow them to collect donations from drivers during their toy drive. The city code prohibits soliciting from the occupants of any vehicle and being physically present within or entering a prohibited roadway. The club bases its annual toy drive in front of the parking lot at True Value Hardware on Stratford Road, collecting items from people driving by. The city council agreed to discuss modifying the ordinance and voted against a proposal to temporarily suspend it for December. Council members Karen Liebrecht, Todd Voth, and Jason Avila voted to suspend the ordinance. Council members John Lane, Bill Ekrit, David Cornell, and Mayor Dick Dean opposed. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
Grant County's current expense budget grew by roughly $5 million. The commissioners approved the 2016 budget and included money for a new sheriff's deputy, new corrections officers, and improvements to the courthouse. The current expense budget includes a budget for the sheriff's, prosecutors, treasurers, assessors, and auditor's office, the courts, public defenders, and the building and planning departments. The final total is $42 million, a roughly $5 million increase from last year. Commissioner Richard Stevens said a large portion of the increase came as wage increases during the past year. The county increased wages for all positions by 2.5% last year and allowed increases for seniority. Additional money is designated for remodeling the courthouse and connecting the fairgrounds to the Moses Lake septic system. In Northwest news, emergency responders in western Washington were preparing for severe weather on Wednesday as high winds and rain were expected and areas were flooded. Como's Joe Moreno has the story.
This is called a Mustang suit. It works as a PFD, so
it's been a day of preparations at Eastside Fire and Rescue, where crews are standing by to respond to potentially dangerous flooding.
The toll's going to crest this evening, somewhere between 2 and 3, and then tomorrow afternoon, about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the Snoqualmie River will crest.
Firefighters will have specialized equipment, including this boat, to make emergency water rescues throughout the Snoqualmie Valley.
We're going to have obviously a lot of water in the valley, but we're not going to have those two rivers cresting at the same time.
One of the biggest problems for first responders is when people drive past road closure signs and get swept up in fast-moving water that's deeper than they anticipated. That scene was on display to the south in Kent as drivers plowed through intersections that looked more like ponds.
It's just been crazy, I was thinking, should we start, pulling out the rowboats or something, because it's really coming down.
Some neighbors tried to clear the storm drains to relieve the pressure, but it proved difficult to play catch-up in a downpour.
It's my homemade rake. I use it for pulling down rakes off the shrubs at home. And then this little guy here, which is kind of sturdy, so it's good for clearing the drains.
This potent storm has drenched the region, flooding apartments as well as roadways. And with more rain on the way, it's only expected to get worse.
That water is moving, a lot of debris. And then when life is on the line and we're out looking for somebody, our crews are lives on the line. So we take it real serious.
That's going to do it here for us at iFIBER 1 News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.